Hey, thank you for clicking on this video. I'm going to just get into this message. So, God was really speaking to me this morning. And, I'm sometimes I don't try to go back and forth with God. I try to be obedient to God. And God, when I say my path, has been really my walk, my walk with Him has really changed. It's really changed. But y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this message that he really wanted me to. He went over this with me this morning. People need to be careful with the way that they treated you. God, just give me strength right now to get this message out. Thank you so much, Father. He wants you to know that people, y'all, do not worry about the things that people have done to you. Don't worry about the things that they have done to you. When he says that wrath is his, he means it. And he offered, like, all he wants to do is show, it's a squirrel, he wants to show who it is that he is to those people and whose you are to him. And the way that he does this is just strategically, you know, it's unreal. um, but the person I'm speaking to today, you have had multiple people gang up against you. You have had hardship. And when I say people have ganged up against you, they have actually spread lies about you. They have made up things about you. They have done things to you and then kind of tried to make it seem as if you were just making it into a big deal, more of a big deal than what it really was. And God wants you to know that he sees everything. He heard those conversations that they had when you weren't around. He's seen the things that they did to you. And what I've learned, what he's taught me this last year, is it's not about the things that we actually do. It's about our heart's desire. So our heart is really where a lot of the things that we do, this is where they take place. It comes from the heart. And that's why he tells us, whenever we're getting, any thoughts that we have, change those thoughts. Because at the end of the day, if you're having negative thoughts, that's going to eventually affect the way that you do things, the way that you see things, the way that you see people. And he wants you to know that these people, they should have been careful about the way that they treated you, because now in this season, no matter, we all have our own lessons, by the way. And no matter what they thought, whatever they thought they wanted for you, whatever they thought was going to happen to you, in this season, they're seeing everything change. The lessons that God is teaching them, you could never, teach them these lessons. God had to have a step in. He had to step in and protect what it was. If he sent you into somebody's life and you were supposed to be, to help them. Let's say, even if you provided somewhere to stay, if you offered, to help them, keep their kids, or if you offered whatever the thing was, you offered, financial, help even when you didn't have it. What God wants you to know is that he saw all of that. But most importantly, he saw your heart. He saw what it was. You didn't give these things to people just to bring it back up and say, you know what? Hey, because I did this for you, can you do this for me? You didn't do it. That's not why you did it. And so because he knows that, this was all a test even for this person, for these people. And now they're begging, they're not going to tell you, you know, and this is where I think pride comes in, because a lot of people are embarrassed about the things that they have done to people. And especially when God flips the script and you are the person who they are now needing, And so we have to really, just be careful how you treat people. They should have been careful with how they treated you. And don't let what it is that, happened in the past, do not carry that with you today. I'm going to tell you something that God, really worked with me on. He really worked with me. I had this notion of thinking that I actually forgave people, but I confused the forget like me forgiving them with going back around them. Or I confused because I would tell myself, okay, if you really forgave this person, you know, why don't you want to go around them? And so what I noticed is that, again, with my heart, I felt a sense of, I just would remember the things that they had done when I would go back around them. And so I said, okay, I can't be really forgiving them if all of these things are just replaying. And then I held a bit of resentment. And so once I figured out that I was actually holding resentment in my heart towards these people, and God worked with me to help me release that. And what he brought up to me was that, the reason why I was having so hard of a time forgiving other people was because I was never taught how to forgive. And when I say it felt like he was holding my hand as if I was a little kid, and being taught like, hey, this is he brought up reasons as to why these people came against me the way that they did. He showed me how I looked to them. And what I want to tell you is that you don't look like what you think you look like. And most importantly, you don't look like what you've been through. And so when people are attacking you, it's because they see the hand that God has on you. And it's out of jealousy and envy. And it's really crazy because if they would just work on their relationship with God, they they would thrive as well. But what it is your problems, your current problems, aren't the problems that you used to have. And God has, brought you so far that you have not even paid attention, that you basically are not having the same issues that you used to have. And it's because you chose to do something different. And when it comes to these people, and it's just crazy because we just cannot hold whatever it is that they have done. We can't hold that in our hearts. We can't hold it in. And whatever you have to do to release it, if it, and some people you're able to talk to, about the problem, they're able to fix it. But most of the time, a lot of these people that are like this, that are toxic, they're not they're not people that you are able to talk to, you know. But y'all, again, just be careful how you treat people. That is my quick message here for you today. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.